Well, now, if you find yourself waking up between 3 a.m. all the way to 6 a.m., you know what? This is the vital hour of any given day out there. And these are the 7 things that I want you to be doing each and every day. And by the way, make this a habit and practice this for the next 91 days. And honestly speaking, if you do not see any difference in your life, come on this channel and tell me, Joseph, you lied. I dare promise you, if you do these 7 things that I'm going to share with you today, it's going to transform and change your life completely. Not only on financial basis, but also on the social life of yours and developmental. And so sometimes even spiritual. Guess what? This is it. And by the way, guess what? It's your first time watching my video. Make sure that you hit that like button and also make sure that you subscribe to this channel. And I know you're like, okay, how do I subscribe? It's very simple, okay? Down below there, below my followers there, or rather just across my followers on the right, there is a small button written subscribe. Hit that magical button and also like this video, comment down below, tell me what you think. Let's get, and by the way, if you've ever practiced what I'm about to say, tell me it on the comment section if it has ever worked for you. Let's get into the business, okay? Now, this is the point. See, if you get yourself waking up from 3 a.m. all the way to 6 a.m., and remember one thing, this is a financial sort of a channel that we talk about finances. And this is how you can improve your life, okay? The very first thing that you're supposed to do, the very, very, very first thing that you're supposed to do, number 1, gratitude. 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 Learn to practice gratitude. What is gratitude? Gratitude is being, I don't want to use the term contentment, but I used to say, I just want to use the term, being grateful of what you have. Appreciate that what you have. And let me tell you once again, the only way you can appreciate that what you have is when you compare yourself with your yesterday's self. For example, if you compare, let's say, you and a different person, probably that different person has that greater thing that you think you do not have it. Then you tend to feel like you have nothing to say or big gratitude about it. So when you wake up at this particular hour, learn to say gratitude or learn to be gratitude. Appreciate what you have. All right. Just be like, okay, wow, fine, amazing. Well, I do not have much, but at least I woke up on a bed. I wasn't sleeping on the floor. Guess what? I wasn't sleeping on the floor. At least I had something. I had a blanket. It may not be the best one. It's not a king size bed, but at least I had something. You see, let me tell you one thing. In life, and I don't know how I can even frame this. You see, when you become a being that is full of gratitude, for example, let me ask a very simple question. If you have kids, how do you feel whenever you give your kid something and they say thank you? How do you feel? You feel so good. You feel like, okay, not even forget about kids. Maybe if you do not have kids, maybe not everyone will relate to this. Have you ever helped somebody? Have you ever given somebody something and you know one thing, they really needed that thing. And then they were like, oh my goodness, thank you very much. Thank you. So, okay, you don't even know how much you've helped. Thank you very much. They even sometimes shed tears. How do you feel deep inside your heart? You feel like there is sort of a honey dropping in your heart and you feel like, oh my goodness, God gave me the capacity to be doing this thing each and every day. All right. So that is the power of gratitude. So if you can be able to appreciate your life, you wake up that early morning, and you say what? You know what, God? Well, I did wake up in Kileleshwa. For those who are watching from outside the country, Kileleshwa is like those leafy suburbs, in a given city. Well, I didn't wake up in Kilimani. I didn't wake up in Runda. But you know what? This is an amazing moment. At least I have good health. I didn't wake up in a hospital. I'm so much okay. And guess what? Today I'm going to go somewhere for me to do 1, 2, 3. And I'm so grateful about it. Guess what? You tend to attract that kind of a things. And God in heaven will be able to actually hear that specific thing. Okay? So wake up with gratitude. And I learn to appreciate your life. But if you wake up early morning with this frowning face and complaining, oh, it's because of the government, now I do not even have a job. It's like you're saying literally there's nothing to be grateful about in life. And you want to know if there's something grateful about your life. I just dare you, after watching this video, that visiting hour in a hospital, even if you do not have anybody sick in the hospital from your family members, learn to go to that place. Just wake up, go to that place. Just go randomly to and don't even talk to anybody. And you see those guys there. You'll actually appreciate your life. So first thing, be gratitude about your life. Number 2, you're supposed to do what? To plan your day. Remember one thing, plan your day. You plan your day. Remember one thing, anything and everything has to have a plan. You cannot just wake up early in the morning and you start beating everything and like, wow, what should I start with? For example, say you're a lady and you're like, you see, in Africa, ladies are the one who knows to, keeping the home and all those kind of things. This may be different from your culture, and we appreciate diversity. So the thing is, you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh my goodness, should I prepare my kids first to go to hospital? Should I prepare my husband? Or should I maybe make my house? Or maybe should I prepare for me to go to job? Or should I? You're so much confused. You do not have a working plan. You're supposed to have a working plan. You say, hey, guess what? You've woken up at this particular hour, and you'll be like, okay, fine. I wake up, I make sure that I take shower. The next thing I do, I brush my teeth, or maybe I take my breakfast. I prepare my kids. I prepare my house. I make sure that I iron my clothing. I do this and this and that. I take my kids to the bus so that they can go to school. I mean, you just have a plan. See, whenever you have a plan, you ain't gonna have a confused day. By the way, for those guys who have ever, maybe say you are not used to waking up early in the morning and maybe planning your day, but if you one day you wake up early in the morning and you plan everything about that particular day, how does the day ends? It ends in a very good way, and by the time you're talking about 3 a.m. 10 a.m., you're like, damn, I'm done with everything. It's like I'm having a whole new day by myself. That's the reality. So the thing is, plan your day. Learn to plan your day. You wake up, and then planning your day, it means like, hey, guess what? I have an appointment with somebody. For example, if it's only that my diary is a little bit far, I would show you where I usually have all the plans. For example, I have a meeting with somebody, like, hey, I have what we call a call with somebody else. I was expecting somebody somewhere. I'm expecting to go somewhere at this particular time. Like, you have everything planned there. And maybe that one can actually go with the other point that is called journaling. Okay, go to the point number 3. It is called journaling. Journaling, journaling is basically writing down. Do you know what they say? If you think about it, you ink it. If you think it, you ink it. You take a pen and paper and say, hey, guess what? This is how my day looks like. Maybe today I want to go to a salon, okay, at around 10 a.m. So meaning before the 10 a.m., I ought to make sure that I leave my house in order. I have to make sure that at least I have 1 hour maybe to read the Bible. I have 1 hour to read a certain book that I found it good for the self-development. Oh, by the way, I do have 2 hours of doing this. I have to cycle. I have to exercise and do all those kind of things. So it is good to make sure that at least you plan your day, and also you journal that what you've planned. And I always tell people, it's always good to plan your day before even it reaches. The moment somebody calls you and you know that's a call that you cannot ignore, and you know that's a sort of a visitation that you cannot be able to ignore, put it down on your journal. But it costs like 200 Kenyan shillings to buy yourself a very nice diary. That diary has all the days of the year and everything, days of the year, and everything is actually out there. So get that journal. If someone calls you, let's meet tomorrow at this particular time, you go ahead and put that day particular there. Let's meet at this, but you already captured it down there. But if you just rely on just memory, sometimes you can trust your head and tend to forget. And that time comes, the person calls you, hey, we agreed that you're supposed to be there. You're like, oh my goodness, imagine I forgot. See, now it means that you're living in a confused life. It's always good to make sure that you plan your day, and again, journal that. Simply means put it down on paper and make sure that you ink it. That's a reality. When you ink it, actually even confirm to your conscience that, hey, guess what? This thing is worth waiting for it. This thing is worth doing what? Doing some things. Now we go to the next one. The next one is about complete the basic things. Complete the basic things. Complete basic things. What are these basic things? Basic things here in the sense that you wake up early in the morning and you spread your bed. By the way, have you ever heard of people saying, hey, guess what? It feels so nice and amazing, and it feels, for example, myself, I usually have this kind of, I don't want to call it weakness, but if I wake up and I do not spread my bed, I usually feel like, damn, I didn't do the right thing. I feel like the day would be so good. I feel like there's something wrong there, and all those kind of things. So you have to make sure that at least you complete those basic things. All right. For example, you wake up in the morning and you have to spread your bed. You have to put your house in order. You have to, those small things, okay? Those small things. It's as simple as that. You don't even look for the complicated things in life. And guess what they say? Take care of minor things and major ones will take care of themselves. I remember my high school teacher used to tell me that point. I never used to get the point, not until I got matured and I was like, oh, wow, that guy had a point. It's true. Take care of minor things and major ones will take care of themselves. So those small things, if you take care of them, then you become a more organized person. And by the way, you see, the way people usually appear in front of others, in the public, can actually give you a reflection on how their life is back there. It is true. It can actually tell you, this kind of an individual, this is how they live. And you can imagine showing up to their place and then you find everything and anything at any given place. You find utensils in the bedroom where they eat their breakfast or maybe their supper. You find unnecessary clothing on top of tables and such kind of a thing. So you're like, damn, this is how they live. And even if, let me tell you one secret, even if you try the best as you can to organize yourself and I'm showing up to your place, I'll still know. So if it's, for example, showing up to a dentist and you want to do some, maybe let's say tooth uprooting or something of sort, and maybe you don't even brush your teeth, and that particular day you did, but they will know. If you don't brush your teeth, you can just tell. Even if you try to fake some things, you cannot be able to change a character in a single day. That's why I told you guys, do this thing continuously for the next 91 days, and you're gonna see the results. Okay. The other thing is that go ahead and do what? Revisit your goal and check the one. Revisit your goals. Revisit your goals and actually consider so far what has been achieved. So far what has been achieved. Now you ask yourself, okay, these are my goals. And by the way, this year I was planning to have this challenge of saving over 100K per year. Now what have I saved so far? Oh wow, I have this and this and that. And by the way, am I doing the best? You know, and by the way, is the 100K actually realistic to me? Can I be able to achieve it? Oh, and by the way, this goal that I'm having of 100K, by the way, can I maybe improve? Am I under saving? Am I over saving? Am I overstretching? Am I on the right track? And by the way, if I go with the pace that I'm doing right now, what exactly will I achieve? And such kind of a thing. So if you ask yourself those kind of a question, revisiting your goals, you cannot be able to set a near goal and they're just there. See, things changes. You can realize, hey, guess what? Maybe there is a way you're earning more. Maybe you can improve the amount of money that you're saving. Maybe you realize there's something that, so you have to adjust according to the times. But I'm not saying you revise your goal to a point whereby it was a 100K goal, now it's now a 20K. No, that's not what I mean. It is good when you wake up early in the morning, you look at the goals, you look at the things, what we call, you meditate on it and you think about it, and that is the way you actually achieve some of these greatest achievements that you usually see out there. Let's go to the point number 6, the second last. The second last is none other than what we call eating a healthy breakfast. So something called healthy breakfast. Now, healthy breakfast here means that you're taking that thing that you know. Guess what? Never forget this. If you do not know, then you should know it now. That a healthy nation is always a wealthy nation. And obviously, when we say a healthy nation, we don't mean like the land is health. Well, fine, sure, it means so, but we basically mean that people are healthy, meaning like the country is not suffering from diseases and such kind of things. You can imagine like when we had a very terrible disease called Ebola in West Africa and such, that country was actually facing a very tough moment. Anyway, the point is now contextualize that into a personal level. If you can be able to eat that what is right, all right? Don't eat a lot of these and maybe just balance yourself here and there. Make sure that you eat healthy food and such kind of a thing so that at least you can have a presentable life. And guess what? The last one actually goes with this healthy breakfast. That is, make sure that you do what? You exercise. Make sure that you do what? You exercise. So if you can combine eating healthy with exercise, guess what? You shake off a lot of excess weight. Therefore, you're actually limiting yourself, or if not eradicating your chances of getting things to do with being obesity. And you know, obesity can result to many diseases, of which I don't even mention them. But you know one thing, the moment you make sure that you keep your weight in check, then you're gonna be good. And remember one thing, if you do not have anywhere that is aching, if excuse me, if you are actually upright and everything is okay, then you're gonna be the most productive individual out there. You're gonna have an amazing moment whenever it comes to you growing yourself and upgrading yourself. So anyway, this is the point. At all the time, guys, make sure that you do something for the sake of your life. That marks the end of my video, but it's not the end of me posting a video. All right, by the grace of God, we'll always be here making more videos so that we can improve each other. And I believe just like an iron sharpens another iron, so do we learn from each other. For now, it's a goodbye. But if you'd like to have a conversation with me, pick my number from the description of this specific video. Let's have a call about the businesses and investments. For now, it's a goodbye and see you in the next one.